First day of boot camp, if you may, for me. Like, just general feelings.
Oh, good. Okay. First day, yeah, still, I can remember it vividly because they sent us up to Washington, Fort Lewis, Washington. It's outside of Seattle, Tacoma. And very first day. So they line all of us up, and everybody's yelling at everybody. And all the guys who were lined up were all scared, didn't know what was going on. The only thing that we all talked about was, Jesus, when are we going to Nam? And so everybody had a fear about that. But they separated us. So they said, okay, everybody that had college, who had either finished college or were in college, take one step forward. So a line of guys took one step forward, and they were the ones who went to college. And then the drill instructor said, "Now there's going to be your officers right there. Those are your leaders there." I said, "Well, if the cat only went to one semester of college and then he flunked out, he's going to be a leader." So anyway,
that was the only qualification?
College, yeah.
Yeah,
whether you finished or not. If you spent a day in college, it could have been a community college, you still got to the front. And then they said, now everybody who finished high school and got a high school diploma, stay right in line, stay right there. Now, and then the third line was, now everybody who didn't finish high school, who doesn't have a high school diploma, who dropped out of high school, take one step back. And so I took one step back with a bunch of other guys. So I figured, and he didn't, the drill instructor didn't say anything, but I figured if I was in the last line, then they must think we're all the dummies. Because the high school diploma people were in the second line, the college people were in the first line, and I was in the last line. So I figured, I guess I'm going to be a dummy. And that was the introduction to boot camp. Separated everybody out.
So from then on out, it was just the ranks of the college, like semi-college. And
no, the people in the camp, the sergeants and the officers, they wanted to see.
Oh, they
wanted to see, and they wanted to identify. Okay, these are some college guys, so they must be. No, these are some college guys. These are the high school guys, and the ones in the back are the dropouts and probably the troublemakers, which it fit. Everybody I talked to, there were some other people that came the same way I did. They were given a choice by a judge. You either volunteer for the army, I'm going to send your ass to jail. And so they were just like me. I got along well with them. Yeah.
So did you have any tension with any of the high school?
Oh no! To me, the high school people, the college, they were just a bunch of punks. Yeah, so it's just a bunch of smart punks, and I knew right away. I said, well, I'm going to follow some guys who tell me to. I go into combat, and everybody's shooting up, and I'm going to follow this idiot. I mean, I just look at a fellow, and I could look at a guy, and I could size him up, and see. Okay, no, am I going to follow you? When we get into the shooting,
yeah. Hell
no, there wasn't nobody. I'd follow all these cats around me because they all came from the streets.
Yeah.
They knew how to survive in the streets. They needed to kill somebody, they needed to shoot somebody, they needed to knife somebody. They knew how to do it, just like I did. I'd follow them into combat, but I wouldn't trust my life with the people with the high school and most definitely the college folks. I wouldn't have, nah.
So do you think your street skills helped you in trading? Like it helped you to adapt?
Oh yes, it was too easy.
Too easy.
It really was too easy, and to prove it, by the end of that first day, they made me an acting sergeant.
Really?
Yeah, here I was with 9th grade. I finished the 9th grade. That was it.
By the end of the first day.
But at the end of the first day of basic training, they made me an acting sergeant. I got to put on acting sergeant stripes. Acting sergeant.
Yeah.
I say, damn. And it shocked me because I actually thought I'm with, you know, they're looking at us as, they're looking at me, and they're looking at all the other guys. We're just a bunch of, we're the punks. We're the guys who couldn't deal with the high school and couldn't deal with people, and you know, we're gangsters. We're just people that didn't care, and so it made me feel good. But one of the reasons they made me an acting sergeant was because I was born in the Presidio. My father was a 20-year Army sergeant, and so they found that out about me. That they refer to children of military families. If your parent, mom or dad, were in the military as a career, they refer to the kids as military brats. So in my case, I was an Army brat, and so I that's how I grew up. I grew up saluting. I grew up cleaning. I grew up keeping everything straight, and every time the national anthem came up, I grew up standing up. So my father, while he was very rough on myself and my brother and sister, he trained me very well. I mean, to be a 4 or 5-year-old, I think I learned how to march before I learned how to walk. And yeah, that and you put the street stuff together, it should have made me a general.
So you had all the physical aspects of being a soldier, like, already down? Like,
I already knew, yeah, I knew everything about being a soldier. I knew how to, and being a soldier was how to shine boots, to make that boot shine so that you can, so when the sun hit it, it sparkled. I knew how to put brasso on a belt buckle. I knew how to fix a bed. I knew how the clothes needed to be arranged, and I knew how to clean a rifle. Oh yeah, I already had all that down. Didn't have no ROTC, no nothing. I mean, it was just from being around, growing up and being around the military.